judges of this match. First of all, in the corner to my right, from Dog Creek, weighing in at 275 pounds, Tomahawk Bruce Swan. Bruce Swan. His opponent, weighing in at 295 pounds from Siberia, the Russian Crusher, accompanied by Eddie Sharkey. Referee for this match, Dave Goebel. Let's go to ringside.
The awesome Russian Crusher, right near that 300-pound mark, and he's managed by the fella that calls himself the Sportsman. Hardly the case, but we won't argue with him, Eddie Sharkey. And in the opposite corner, it's Tomahawk Bruce Swan, certainly no small man himself. You've got two real behemoths of the ring colliding in this one. And of course, Eddie Sharkey's presence at ringside is always a little dubious at best. You wonder where he's going to stick his nose in on behalf of his men.
Mick, I'll tell you, I didn't know that was the national anthem. Thanks for telling me after Rock and Roll performed his rock and roll radio show.
Well, he certainly got a lot more respect playing the rock and roll than Mr. Russian Crusher did when his anthem was played. Oh, now there you go. That's typical of this Russian Crusher. A gesture of sportsmanship, or so we thought. And then a slap across the face for Tomahawk Bruce Swan, who took the bait and wanted to shake hands.
Well, I'll tell you, Tomahawk Bruce Swan, he can do battle either way. You want to be good, he'll be good. You want to be bad, he can be bad.
He is a big man in that ring, but I'll tell you something, the Russian Crusher is without question one of the most powerful wrestlers in the world today, bar none. He unloads a forearm on you, and it's like a billboard fell across your chest.
Russian Crusher getting a shot in the arm, a little bit of a surprise coming from the Tomahawk Bruce Swan. And Eddie Sharkey at ringside, giving the fans a little bit of back talk.
Oh, a clubbing forearm. And now in with the chokehold. The Russian Crusher has Tomahawk Bruce Swan in trouble. There's a Beal across the ring.
And did you see Eddie Sharkey reach in and trip Tomahawk Bruce Swan? You know, Eddie Sharkey, he shouldn't even be allowed at ringside, if you ask me.
Well, you know, he's got the manager's license, which is unfortunate because he certainly takes liberties with that license. He calls himself the Sportsman. He calls himself the Playboy. He calls himself everything but what he is. And I really won't go into that right at this time. Let's watch the action in the ring.
As the Russian Crusher goes to work at the head of the big man, Tomahawk Bruce Swan, and hammers him in the chest.
You can hear those forearm smashes all over the arena. There's a rake of the eyes with those big Russian boots. He is a devastating force to be reckoned with anytime he wrestles.
And I'm sure we'll see the Russian Crusher and Tomahawk Bruce Swan. A tentative date.
Oh, my.
August the 27th, Winnipeg Arena. August the 28th, Keystone Center in Brandon.
Eddie Sharkey extolling the virtues of the Russian. Oh, who takes a tremendous body slam by Tomahawk Bruce Swan. And out of the ring, bailing out already. The man takes one body slam, and who knows where he's going.
He's going for a little bit of sympathy from his manager, or Eddie Sharkey, whoever he is out there.
I think Eddie Sharkey is probably the only person in the building that has any sympathy for the Russian Crusher at this point in time. You've got well over 600 pounds in that ring with Tomahawk Bruce Swan and the Russian Crusher. And now Eddie Sharkey, I don't know if all of a sudden he's a chiropractor besides all his other talents, but he's trying to realign the spine of the Russian Crusher.
Yeah, I think he's going to need some therapy there because Tomahawk Bruce Swan, he's not one to mess with. He's a mean machine when he has to be.
I think the Russian Crusher is a little bit surprised. I don't know that he anticipated this much On behalf of Tomahawk, Bruce Swan. Oh, he caught him with that boot right under the throat, and now with a gouge to the eyes. He tells the referee, I assume he told him in Russian, get out of my way.
That was a 2 count and a kick out by Tomahawk Bruce Swan. Russian Crusher throwing Tomahawk right out of the ring.
Oh, he hit with a thud on this concrete floor here in the arena, and the Russian Crusher loaded for bear. He is wired in that ring, and now Eddie Sharkey approaching Tomahawk Bruce Swan, antagonizing as usual. And look at Eddie Sharkey. That's a brave man.
He's in the ring right now. What in the world is going on? Right now, the Russian Crusher choking Tomahawk Bruce Swan. Referee trying to push Eddie Sharkey out of the ring. Get him out of there.
Sharkey has no business in that ring whatsoever, but he runs in and out like a housefly, buzzing around, bothering everybody. Look at him leaning not on the ring apron, underneath the ropes. There's a grinding side headlock by Tomahawk Bruce Swan. He's making a corkscrew out of the Russian Crusher.
And Eddie Sharkey not too happy about that maneuver, as Eddie keeps close eye on his man, the Russian Crusher, Tomahawk Bruce Swan, working away at the Russian Crusher at the present time.
That's a nice reversal into a hammerlock by the Russian Crusher. He obviously can wrestle. There's no question about it. He says that the Kremlin sent him over here with one mission, one purpose, to devastate all the wrestlers in this part of the world. And he's done a good job so far. Look at that. Again, Eddie Sharkey reaching underneath the ropes, pulling his man, the Russian Crusher, to safety. Uncalled for. Why don't they do something about this man?
Well, I hope to see Rock and Roll Buck Zumhoff in action next big card at the Winnipeg Arena.
August 27th. Tickets available at the select-a-seat locations. Anytime you see Rock and Roll Zumhoff along with all the stars. Presented by West 4 Wrestling and the NWA, you're seeing the very best in professional wrestling.
Right now, the Russian Crusher going to work at Tomahawk Bruce Swan. Bruce blocking and hammers away at the Russian.
He is hanging in there against this huge man from Siberia. Oh! That'll cave in your chest.
As Tomahawk Bruce Swan goes to work, whipping him into the turnbuckles. Here comes the big splash. Look out, nobody home.
He took too long. He took too long. He gave that
nobody
Russian
home and a cover. 1 count, 2 count, and 3, and that's all she wrote.
His foot was on the ropes for leverage. I'm not sure if the cameras caught it, but the Russian Crusher obviously felt that Bruce Swan may have had a little bit left and could have kicked out of that pinning combination. Russian Crusher is the winner.
Your winner, the Russian Crusher, accompanied by his manager, Eddie Sharkey, over the Tomahawk Bruce Swan.